Hi, everyone, and welcome to my channel. I am Coach Sherry, and this is Real Talk with Coach Sherry. I know that I had set this live to go on last night, and I see Sunshine Films, Marlene Motivates, and Elevate with Vern was in the building. Ready to participate, and I appreciate you all for being here yesterday. I apologize, I just could not do it. Oh my goodness, I was like, what in the world? How am I going to do this live and I'm exhausted? So I didn't go live, and I see that Ace Flaw won, probably Florida. I'm not sure, but hello, how are you? And guess what? You are actually like the first one in the building because Elevate with Marlene Motivates and Sunshine Films was here last night. I was supposed to go live last night, and I really wanted to talk about give it all you got. When was the last time you gave it all you got? Les Brown had a quote, and he does a series on this. I've heard him talk about it. I've heard many motivational speakers speak on this about live your life full and die empty. Hey, sissy, how are you, Floyd? Floyd is Elevate with Vern, but only I can call her that, and only she can call me Floyd. So I know. Listen, I could not do it. It was just a lot last night. I said I can't go on. I went live. Remember the night before, and it was late, and I'm really an early bird, so I was yawning prior to this, but I was like, you know what? I need to really get more intentional around this. I have so much intentions around everything else in my life, and I always get on with YouTube and then kind of slack off, and I just need to have more consistency. Yes, thank you for your support. Elevate with Fern is in the building, and Ace Fly One is in the building. Thank you. You're still filming? Okay, I see you still here, still filming. Good. I'm happy to see you both in here, and hopefully more will come. But you know what? I know how replays work. So I appreciate you if you're here catching the replay and just being here, hearing this message. But give it all you got. That has resonated with me so much here lately because I see people all the time. They are always wondering, when is my turn going to happen? What do I have to do? But in the meantime, they're just kind of sitting around. They're comparing themselves to others. And we all have unique gifts. And with those gifts, when you see someone living in their purpose, living in their passion, you can never compare yourself to that, especially to that specific thing that they're doing. You really have to find your niche. You have to find your passion and your purpose. But in order to do that, you have to take action and give it all you got. And sometimes when you see things going, it's almost like crossing an highway. You know, when you try to cross a highway, you stop and you have to wait till all the cars go by. And some people never cross the highway because they're just afraid. They are afraid they won't be able to dodge the cars. They are afraid, even when there's a moment when they can cross, they still won't cross because they are just remembering how fast those other cars were going. But you have to trust yourself enough to know that you can cross that street, and you will. And that on the other side could be your breakthrough. And that is where you give it all you got. Instead of just seeing all the people, all the things going by you and wondering, when is it going to be my turn? Your turn is here. Your turn came. Sometimes your turn went and you just didn't take it. It's like jumping double dutch. If you wait too long, the people that are turning, the turners, their arms are going to get tired. And that's how it is when people are trying to raise you up. They're trying to encourage you and motivate you and inspire you, telling you all the things that you are capable of because they know it. They see it in you. But when you don't see it in yourself, guess what? Sometimes those people can get tired of turning that rope for you because you're not jumping in. When are you going to jump in and give it all you got? That is what you have to do. So, again, don't compare yourself to others. You don't even know what their journey has been. A lot of times, the people that you see them at the point of their acknowledgement. You see them at the point of their understanding of what their passion is, what their purpose is, what their gift is. And so when you see them living in it, you they make it look easy. People tell me all the time, Sherry, you make what you do look easy. And that's why maybe, you're not receiving the help you need, the assistance you need, or maybe the people around you, because of the way that you do it, it makes them look like they can do things too. And maybe they are, maybe they're not. But, you know, when you see a person living in their purpose and passion, again, they're on a whole nother level, but you did not see their journey. You may not have seen where they began. You may not have seen their struggles, their challenges, the moments when they didn't think they could continue, the barriers that they had to overcome. And unless you sit down and talk with them and really understand what some of the things were that they went through. And actually, it's good to talk to them because they could possibly tell you what not to do and what you can do better, what roads to go down. People always show up for the party, but it's the planning. It's the planning. It's the time when you are trying to figure it all out, when you are putting things into play, when you're trying to fit all those puzzle pieces together. That's the challenging. So that's when you have to give it all you got. So again, do not compare yourself to others. You do not know their story. And if you do, you even if you didn't live their story with them, you still really don't know their story. So criticizing others, sometimes when you're not giving it all you got, then you'll just sit back and start criticizing other people who are giving it all they got. And is that right? No, it's not. You don't know why a person is doing what they're doing. And guess what? It's not up to you to understand that. We can't control what people say, do, or think, but we can control ourselves. And if you're criticizing others, what are you doing for yourself? Are you elevating yourself? Are you giving it all you got? Are you living your life to the fullest by sitting back and criticizing? Oftentimes, you're not. You're so busy looking at the outer, at other things, at other people, at other places, and not really focusing on you and what you can do and your gifts and how you can move and take action and just propel even that much further. So criticizing others that are trying to do the same thing that you're doing, and they may do it differently. And because they're doing it differently, and it may look awkward or weird to you, but it works for them, who are you to even say anything? I'm left handed. And I know sometimes people look at me the way I write, and they probably are like, how is she holding that pen? But it works for me. And that's all that matters. And find what works for you. And the next is complaining about what you can't do. There's so many people that always will say what they can't do, what they won't do, what you shouldn't do, what they wouldn't do if they were you. And what how is that fulfilling them? If they, there are so many things, assignments that came into my lap that I had no idea of how to do, that were very challenging, but I am always up for a challenge. And I remember one in particular about a year ago, and someone was telling me, "Oh, if I was you, I wouldn't do that." And I was like, "Why wouldn't you do that?" And they said, "Because you've never done that before, and that's not something you should do." When I tell you that project that I worked on has propelled me so far, because not only did I do it, I did it well, and it has been successful thus far. So don't let people tell you what not to do, what you shouldn't do. They don't know. If it came to you, there is a reason. Nothing really is going to be was not going to come to you that you can't do. So it's just a matter of you figuring it out and taking those skills that you gain from that and adding it to your whole arsenal for sure. You're right-handed. And listen, so it's five of us in my family, and it's three of us that are left handed, myself, my husband, and one of my daughters. So left handed people rule the world in my family. Hi, Sunshine Films. Thank you for joining in. Thank you for shouting me out. And I appreciate you for stopping by last night trying to see this live, but here I am. And listen, I know I changed the time. This is not even the time I was supposed to do it today. I was going to do it later, but this has been a serious week, and this heat is not helping. So I'm talking about giving it all you got, but also talking about heat. We're going to have the Bring the Heat Empowerment Conference on Saturday, July 29th, and it's going to be a whirlwind of content creators coming together. We're going to be collaborating. We're doing it 2 by 2. So it's going to be, first is going to be, let me see, let me get my information together. I know first is going to be, let me see, Boss Life Online, Coach Mary Ma. They're going to be 11 to 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And their topic is going to be called Overcoming Fear. Be Amazing Sylvia and I are going to collab, and we're going to talk about transform into your best self. I am Tracy Lee, and Marlene Motivates, who is the organizer. They're going to be talking about your pain is your power. So it's from 11 to 2 p.m. and you can check out all of our channels to see which one you're going to check out. But it is going to be a very collaborative effort. And as it's hot, it's like the hottest time of the year right now. It feels like an oven outside here in the Carolinas. So as the heat is really coming down, we're really going to bring the heat and give you some great nuggets on how you can transform and really just take your whole life, your situation, your business, personal, whatever it is, to that next level. Thank you, Elevate with Vern. Oh my goodness, listen. And I was just yawning, and I don't usually yawn, which is so crazy, but I was so tired. I'm tired right now, but thank you. I appreciate that, and I receive it absolutely. Yes. And like, let's see, that's it. Knew you were different. You are. I am. That's right. I'm different in a great way. Lefties always have to be accommodated. They always have to, really, people have to take us into consideration for many things. I have to sit in special places. So yes, lefties are very special. And the great thing about dating and marrying a lefty is that when you sit in a booth at a restaurant, you can sit next to each other and your elbows won't touch. So that's cool. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Vern. All right. So again, Les Brown. Les Brown is making a comeback. I believe he's like 72, 73 years old, and he looks phenomenal. And if many of you, or if any of you don't know who he is a dynamic motivational speaker. He's been off the grid a little while. He had some health challenges, but he is back and live and in effect, still doing his speaking engagements and trainings. And this Live Full and Die Empty is one of his really good topics that he talks about. You can Google him or go on YouTube and look for a video where he's talking about it. But it's important to live full and die empty. And I equate that to give it all you got. And that's why I named this live Give It All You Got. Now, I'm sure many of you have heard about don't go to your grave with your best work inside of you. They always say that the graveyard is the most wealthiest place because so many great things have that didn't get invented, songs that didn't get sung, books that did not get written are in the cemetery. So we want to live our life so full that at the end we're like, you know what? We gave it all we got. And so do that on a daily basis for sure. Let's see what everyone is saying. Hey, Yaya's Best Life. How are you? Are you still walking? Did you walk today? I missed your live this morning. You are doing a great job. I am very proud of you. Good going. How many days is this? I know you were doing a 31-day challenge. Is this day 27 for you? What day is this? Your elbows. Yes. Listen, if you sit next to a left-handed person, well, a left and a right-handed person can't sit next to each other in a booth. No, we can't. Hmm. So many dreams are in a cemetery. Yes, so many. Okay, today is day 27. All right, good job. Absolutely. Yes, so many. And so, I know of so many people that had aspired to write a book. I know Elevate with Vern is in the process of writing her book, and we all have some story to tell. We really do. And actually, I'm working with a couple of executive coaches, and one in particular has me doing this exercise where I am writing 2 paragraphs every day, just on anything about how I got to be who I am. And in that exercise, it's like all these things are coming out, and it is looking so much like a book. I'm just like, wow. You think that it's random, but it's really all connected because they all belong to you. Anything that you have, any memory, any experience, it all gets comes together. When I've done resumes for people, and they'll say, oh, I've never had a resume before because I've done so many random things in my life. None of it made sense. None of the things I've done I enjoyed. They were just jobs, any jobs, just to get by. And when I would look and ask them some of the things that they did in those positions, even if it's one thing that they enjoyed, or that one thing that everyone always seemed to gravitate to them for, maybe they were the go to person for exceptional customer service, maybe they were the go to person to handle the vendors and inventory management. There was always going to be something. And then when they looked at it, it was actually a pattern, and it was showing them their actual dream career, the thing that made the most sense because they had been doing it the best and for so long. And when a person has that type of revelation, it really helps them be more focused and more targeted. When you see people that are disgruntled on their job or in their business, oftentimes it's because it's out of alignment for them, and they're not going to give it all that they have because they're just not that happy. And we all have the capabilities of being happy. Don't ever think that you're stuck. If you feel like you're stuck, move your legs, keep moving, get out of that quicksand. I always look at not moving as being almost in a defeated time or a defeated space. And in real life, you could only defeat yourself. You're the one that's in your way. I see Jill's comfort zone is in the building. Hello, hello. How are you? It's great to see you. Oh my goodness. It is so good to see you. I'm so happy to see so many content creators that I had connected with years ago, and to see them still here. That is so awesome. Thank you so much, Elevate with Vern, for welcoming everyone in. I appreciate you, sis. I truly do. Yes, and so I always look at I use always examples um, of sports. So when you think about a running back and they have the ball, they're running down the field to get to the goal to score a touchdown, and they get tackled by 2 or 3 defensive players. A true running back, someone that has that inner strength, that is living life to their fullest, are going to keep their feet moving so that they can continue to inch forward. They're going to stretch their arms out so they can get extra yards. They're going to always try to get more inches. How are we doing when we get tackled by life? Are we just stopping and laying there and just letting the tackle have its way with us? Or are we continuously moving our feet and stretching out to get those extra inches to get to the goal? We all have a goal. I see Mrs. Newton's big family, big noises in the building. Thank you for being here. We all have a goal, and it's important to keep your eye on that. It's like keep your eye on the prize and keep reaching for it. But you have to give it all you got. If you don't give it all you got, you're not going to really, you may reach that goal after a while, but one, you might have been able to get there sooner, and you might not get there at all. So you have to give it all you got every day. Live full or die empty. So let's see. I see everyone is speaking. I'm glad everyone is speaking. And if you all don't know each other, I highly recommend that you scoop each other up because all of you are great content creators, and there's room at the table for all of us. So please be sure to support one another, say hello, check each other out. You just never know where that could lead. Collaborations are happening all the time. And, it's just important to be connected to the right people as well. It's not good to connect just to anybody, everybody, but, the right people for sure. And speaking about connections, Bring the Heat Empowerment Conference is going to be this Saturday, July 29th from 11 a.m. till 2 p.m. And it's going to be three sessions. One is 11 to 12, and that's going to be Boss Life Online and Coach Mary Ma. And then from 12 to 1, it's going to be Amazing Sylvia and myself. And then from 1 to 2 is going to be Marlene Motivates, and I am Tracy Lee. And we each are going to tackle a topic that's going to transform you, that's going to motivate you, encourage you in your personal and professional life. And I am just excited to bring the heat. I know you're saying, well, Coach Sherry, it's hot outside. I know, but it could be hot in more than one places and for more than one reason. So we're excited to bring you some good heat. So come on over to any of our channels. You can check it out and definitely participate. Love to see you in the chat for sure. Let's see. I see everyone is still speaking. That is good. I hope you all know each other. Yes, all that fire, bring the heat. And we all have heat to bring. And you know that you have a story, and please share it. That's your testimony. You never know who needs to hear it. And give it all you got. Tell the next young person that comes into your life, give it all you got. When you see someone that is looking low, that is feeling discouraged, that looks like they are discouraged as well, because that's a thing too. What you're showing on the outside, could you only imagine what's on the inside? And so you want to tell them, give it all you got, no matter what. I was very encouraged by my mother, seeing that as her body decreased because of ALS, she still gave it all she got. And we made sure whatever she can still do, that she still did it. She did not lay down for it. And so definitely give it all you got, no matter what. You need to be aware of what's going on around you, but keep things in perspective. Everyone has different abilities and strengths. And again, one person may do something well because of their body type, because of their previous exposure or experiences. So take all of that into consideration when you're trying to measure yourself against the next person, because you never know who's trying to measure themselves against you. And if you find that someone is trying to measure themselves against you, when people say, oh, I wish I could be like you, or wow, how do you do this? Definitely tell them how you do it, but tell them, don't try to be like me. Be the better version of yourself. Be the best version of yourself. You are the only person or the only thing that can get in your way. And that's why years ago I had started career coaching actually marketing coaching for businesses, because there were so many businesses that I encountered that had a great product, great service, great location, great concept. And at first, they're gun ho. Just think about you, if you are in this live right now or in the replay, and you may have a business that excited you. You thought it was the best thing since sliced bread, and you wanted to just put it out there for everyone to just capture and just do it. And you knew you was going to make a killing. And then at some point, maybe you had a friend or a family member that was also starting a business, and maybe their business exploded quicker than yours. And you were looking at that and said, but wait, how are they doing it and killing the game? And we started at the same time. But you know what? It's all in timing. And they give up. They stay like, you know what? I'm not going to do this business anymore. I'm going to do something else. And so I started doing coaching with them, because it's like, don't start and stop, start and continue. And really, what was getting in their way was themselves, the belief that they couldn't do it. They were not giving it all that they had. And so that is what you have to do, no matter what. Give it all you have. I see Joshua Gabriel is in the building. Hello, great to see you. Thanks for joining in. I appreciate you for being here. And everyone is speaking. So this is my first time going live in this way. with my iPad. I'm just trying to test it out to see if it's doable, because usually I'll go live like this on my laptop. And I was just like, you know what, let me try this iPad and see if I can go live. And I'm able to. I'm not sure if I'm going to use it for Saturday for the Bring the Heat Empowerment Conference, but we'll see. But at any rate, what is your thoughts on give it all you got? Are you giving it all you got? If you feel that you're giving it all you got in the chat right now, please put a heart, a red heart in the chat. If you feel that you are giving it all you got. If you don't feel like you're giving it all you got, that something has occurred in your life and gave you pause, something just made you slow down, something just made you say, you know what, I have to do a restart, I have to figure this all out. Put a number 2 in the chat. Put a number 2 in the chat. So I hope I see more hearts than number 2s, but if I see number 2s, I totally understand. I definitely get it, because there are ebbs and flows in life for sure. But if you find yourself getting down, turn it all around. Don't stay there, don't dwell there. Turn it around and give it all you got anyway. You know how they say, I'm not the one that says fake it until you make it. You don't want to do that. You definitely want to remain authentic, true to you, and have integrity. But you definitely want to continue to at least try and strive. And don't give up. Give it all you got. You may hear those naysayers that'll tell you, oh, you can't do it, that's not going to happen, oh, that's what you think. But if you know it came to you, if you know that all you have to do is just keep going, putting one foot in front of the other, if you know that all you have to do is give it all you got, guess what? Eventually it will happen. Baby steps count too. You don't have to make large leaps to get to your goal. You take one small step at a time, and you have to do it with intention, and be very strategic when you do it. A lot of times people want that overnight. They want it overnight, and that's not how it works. It takes a lot of time, it takes patience, it takes preparation and planning for sure. Let me see. I see Jilla saying, I slowed down and just taking care of things. Yes. But I am giving it all I have in my career. That is so good, Jill. And that's another thing, when you have so many things that are coming at you in your life, sometimes you have to just focus on a couple of things. And one of the goal setting strategies that I've been really very intentional about this year and sharing it with others is selecting 3 goals to focus on every quarter, because there's so much that I'm sure you want to give. You're living your life full. When you live your life full, so many great things will be attracted to you, but you can't do them all. And so focusing on 3 at a time, I always say 2 professional and 1 personal. And sometimes that professional may be something like, or sometimes the professional may not be YouTube, for instance. You may not be able to focus on YouTube as much for a particular quarter because there is something else jumping off in another part of your professional life. And that's okay. So give yourself grace. And grace is my word for the year. And I use it so much. You want to give yourself grace, and you want to give others grace as well. I see Marie Holiday is here. Thank you for being here. So true. Most people want things quick and fast. Yes, they used to call it that microwave results, when you could just pop it in and then it comes out piping hot. But you know what? When something is quick and fast like that, it doesn't last. Think about how long food stays hot after you take it out of the microwave. It doesn't stay hot very long. But if you slowly cook the food, well, I can't really cook, but I know what it looks like. But when you slowly cook the food, well, you don't want to cook it too long either. And Vern, I don't know if you saw the my Facebook post where I burnt the eggs. Apparently, I cooked those a little bit too long, the hard boiled eggs. But when you slowly cook food and put love and care into it, and let everything marinate, and you just are waiting for it, it stays piping hot for so much longer than if you put it in the microwave. So you definitely do not want to go fast and furious with things that are really going to impact you positively in your life. Let's see. Jill is saying, yes, I am burnt out trying to do YouTube, business, family, home, and work. It's a lot. It is. And that's why I'm trying to like figure this whole thing out, Jill. Like, okay, I'm giving it all I got. I am. I'm always thinking about what I want to share. I definitely want to share content that's going to add value. And so sometimes throughout the day, I'll find myself talking about the things that I wanted to talk about on YouTube. And I don't want to seem redundant. So I might say, well, I'm not going to do a video on that because I've been talking about that all day. And I don't always know if, the people I'm talking to, they might follow me and then they'll be like, wait, Sherry was just saying this. Now she's doing a video on it. I don't know. But finding those niches throughout the day, because when I come home, I just want to shut it all the way down. And that doesn't mean, jumping on and going live. So then I said, well, let me just try and do first thing in the morning and do like a car chat. And I really enjoy doing the car chats. But then, sometimes in the morning, I'm like rushing or, have other things on my mind or listening to something that I needed to hear or calling a family member. So it's a lot. It's a lot to figure that out. Yes. Okay. So true. Won't. Yes. And Joshua is saying, my career is artwork is greatest things to do, selling drawings and paintings to people who pay me every day and start to save all my money. I never quit, just stay focused on my artwork. Yes, and that's really good. So that means you are laser focused and giving it all you got, Joshua. That is really, really good. And there are many things in my life that I'm very, very laser focused on. And a lot of times when you are laser focused, and again, it's hard to involve other things during that time because especially when you're developing something new, you have to be laser focused and give it all you got so that it can produce what you know it can produce, that you can impact all the people that you know you want to impact for sure. I see everyone's speaking. Hi, East Dad. How are you doing? It's good to see you. Thanks for being here. Yep, that's why I'm just taking my time. I don't want a camera in my face every time I'm doing something. I suck with vlogging. You know what? But the thing is, Jill, I know, listen, I'm not the best at vlogging, but I will vlog because I feel like a person's point of view is so valuable. And again, remember, this is like legacy work. This is work that generations to come will look back on what's today, July 27th, 2023, and say, wow, that's what, Brooklyn looked like. That's what Charlotte looked like. That's what they were doing. That's what they were wearing. Those are the cars they were driving. I'm thinking about how many major cities are starting to look so different. Like Charlotte, I know looks so different than it did probably 30, 40 years ago. I know it has. But imagine if people had a lot of video images of Charlotte or wherever that's growing back in the day. I mean, of course they have photos and, stills and things of that nature, but I feel like now because of technology and all that we have at our fingertips, it is up to us to share what changes are going on, for us to share what's new, what's evolving, or just share what's going on day to day so that when it does evolve, we can look back and say, wow, I remember when it was like that. Hmm. I've been doing more shorts, and afterwards I go about my day, keeping that balance. Yeah, I had started doing some shorts, so that's another thing, Jill. Maybe with your vlogs, when you see something, just make it into a short. Just do a like real quick video on it. I know that has saved me too, Marie. Just doing those, and I started those like in December, I want to say. Um, those definitely were very helpful for my channel. Absolutely. I see everyone is speaking. Thank you for being so hospitable and speaking to each other. That is awesome. You do limited blogging? Okay. I get it, but I guess it's because I record cooking all the time. Yeah, and so for me, because I do career coaching and coaching for entrepreneurs and just life coaching, personal, I was feeling like if I take my channel and show my point of view of places I go, things I do in my day to day life, will that take away from my channel? Because, people, they subscribe to you or join your channel, your family, your tribe, your team, because of something that you do that they resonate with. But if they don't really care about the outdoors or places you go, things that you see, maybe they'll tune out and say, I don't want that. Or maybe the people that you get that, when you were doing those vlogs outdoors and doing things, then maybe the people that want to hear more motivational may tune you out and say, no, I don't want that. But I look at our whole channel as a station. And even though there are some stations that are very targeted and niche, they still have a variety of things that can be appropriate for all types of people. And so I find myself just showing snippets of different things because that's who I am. I'm very different. Your cooking channel, your cooking vlogs are wonderful, but if you feel like the setup is getting too much, maybe try and spin off and people will be curious to see other aspects too, I would think, of your life, which will be really dope. So you be wanting a break. Yeah, and I would love to be able to do a cooking channel, but I'd have to learn how to cook first. And I'm definitely not giving it all I got when it comes to cooking. Listen, people are always like, how'd you marry an offensive lineman and you can't even cook? And it's obvious that we eat because we don't, we're not tiny, but I would love to learn how to cook. And well, no, I wouldn't, but I wish I knew how to cook and so that I could do cooking videos. And maybe I might do cooking videos just to kind of show my process or lack thereof. Like, I'm telling y'all, I burnt eggs and it was horrible. I burnt boiled eggs. Who burns boiled eggs? And one of the eggs jumped out of the pot and the top was still on because I thought my husband was in the kitchen, and I heard noise and I smelled something. And so I looked out and no one was in the kitchen, but there was like a big orange flame, under the pot. And then I went to the stove and it was those eggs. There was no water at all in there, and there was one egg out. I have no idea. It jumped out onto the other side of the stove. So, yes, I make great reservations, Vern. I know where all the places are. Trust me, you would not go hungry if you were with me. Mm-mm, not at all. But yeah, I I look at my children. They're young adults now, and I wish I was able to make their favorites of something. I can make macaroni and cheese. I do give it my all. When I make it, I think about them, that they love my food, they love me, and I give it all I got. I do. I do. I see Eastad is speaking to Marie. That is awesome. So yeah, I just wanted to come on here and, again, what Les Brown said, live full or die and die empty. Live full, die empty. That is the goal. And in order to do that, every day you have to give it all you got. Um, you know, I walk just about every day. I'm not as diligent with my walking as Yaya's Best Life, but I do walk to some extent every day. I walk about 2.5 miles every day. And sometimes I have someone with me and I'll look at her and say, how you feel? And she'll say, mm-mm, like, I'm done. I'm like, okay, that means we have to keep going. So when you feel like you're done, but you're really not, you just maybe are having that lazy moment. You might um, be too hot or too something, but you still have the capacity to go. go, give it all you got. And at the end, that's when you'll get that reward. That's when you'll know, like, wow, you know what? It was worth it. I'm glad that I did that, because your breakthrough is just right there. All you have to do is extend your arm. But if you just give up and not give it all you got, it'll either go away or you'll never get close enough to get to it. So that's my word for you today, and I hope that you received it well. Remember, don't compare yourself to others, don't criticize, and don't complain about what you can't do, because there is always something you can do. So I enjoyed everyone this evening. This was a pretty good time to come live. Remember, we are having the Empowerment Conference on Saturday, and it is going to be hot. We are bringing the heat. Yes, and I see everyone is speaking. Eastad, I'm glad you're doing decent. I'm going to be coming up north in a couple of weeks. I have to pick up my daughter from New York, and I can't believe that time has really passed with her being up there. Feels like we just took her there, but I'll be up north this week. And so, again, on Saturday, July 29th, starting at 11, you can head on over to Boss Life Online or Coach Mary Ma's channel, either one. So they're collaborating, and they'll be on from 11 to 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And they're talking about how to overcome fear. We all have fears for some reason or another, but how do you overcome that? I always, if I feel like fear is creeping in, I always say faith over fear, faith over fear. God loves his kids and he loves me. So faith over fear. I have much more. And so I'm really interested and excited to hear more about what they're going to talk about. From 12 to 1, you can head over here or to Be Amazing Sylvia's channel. And we are going to talk about transforming into your best self. There are things that happen in your life that make you even that much stronger, that will give you more clarity of which direction you really should go. There are things in your life that when they happen, when I tell you, it could be the most awesome experience, where most people may look at it as one of the worst things that could have happened to your life. But in actuality, if you really, really break it down, it's the best thing that has ever happened to your life. So at 12 to 1, come and hear what Be Amazing Sylvia and I have to say. Then at 1 to 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I am Tracy Lee, and Marlene Motivates are going to talk about your pain is your power. Your pain is your power. And listen, I know a lot of people have medical challenges, emotional challenges, mental challenges that are putting them in a lot of pain. And if you have that, turn that into your power. That is really your power, your superpower. So they're going to be talking about that. And Marlene Motivates is dynamic. She's the one that brought all of this together. She's been doing empowerment conferences all year. This is her third one this year. So every like 3 months, she's been putting them on. And I'm just very fortunate and grateful to be part of this one for sure. Let's see. What are you all talking about? You're saying hello. Oh, Vernell Livingston is in the building. Hello, hello. How are you doing this evening? Yes, good to see you in the building. I'm glad you are here and everyone is speaking to you. Thank you, thank you. All right, everyone. Well, I hope you all had a great day. Today is Thursday. It is Friday Eve. And we have tomorrow. And then, you know what? The beat goes on. It doesn't even matter. It's not about Monday through Friday for me. It's 7 days. It's always something. And I love every minute of it, because I am giving it all that I have. Are you? That's the question. Are you giving it all you got? I hope you are. I believe you are. And if you aren't, there's always time to do it right and start over. You can always press that restart button, make better decisions, be more self-aware, and manage yourself through the process. And trust that process, because it will pay off for sure. But it's been my pleasure being here with you this evening, hanging out. Thank you again. And I will see you. I'm going to do something tomorrow. It'll either be a video in the morning or maybe another live. I'm just really trying to do muscle memory. You know how athletes, when you, especially basketball, I know when I played, you do those layups, you keep doing them, you keep doing them, you shoot those foul shots, you keep shooting them, you keep shooting them, so that you get that muscle memory. So when you're in game time, when you're in that game, you are able to do it without even thinking about it. That's just what you do. I remember, listen, I would do my layups. I wouldn't even look at the basket, just put it up, boom, and run down to play defense. So that's how we have to be with our life. And that's what I have to be with YouTube, muscle memory. I know, channels like Vern, let me see, Elevate with Vern. I know, East Dad. I know Jill, you was just cranking them out. So y'all have really good muscle memory when it comes to putting out your content. That means that you do it and that's what you do. And it's like second nature. I know Joshua puts out a lot of content, and that's what I'm trying to build up, my muscle memory. I always feel like right when I'm just about there, then I pull back. So I have to check myself on why that is. It's almost like, oh, I know the breakthrough is almost there, and I don't know, but for some reason I pull back just before. So I have to definitely figure that out. Yes, your pain is your strength, to trust God in the midst of it all. Absolutely, God got that. He has everything. Yes. And Coach, have a spectacular weekend if we don't see you. You too, East Dad. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Hope you're doing something fun. Hope everyone's going to be safe. Just wanted to, at the whisper, and say, the beat goes on. Yes, the beat goes on. I'll check my message. Thank you, Vern. Okay, I see everyone speaking. All right, everyone. Well, y'all take care, and I will chat with you later. Stay safe.